Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to be diving deep into something super important.
Yeah.
For anyone trying to, stay ahead of the curve, innovation.
Love it.
Figuring out how to make it happen.
Yep.
And how to really, make sure that we are set up for success in the future. And guess what? You guys sent in the perfect article for this.
Awesome.
It's from Continuous Improvement.
Nice.
And it was published literally today, February 17th, 2025.
Oh, wow. Hot off the presser.
So new, how to foster your bold innovation.
Ooh, I like that bold innovation.
And cultivate creativity. Love that for future success.
I mean, what else is there?
Right.
That's what we're all looking for.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
This article, it really kind of hit me hard with one of the first things that it said.
Okay.
It said, in industries where technology evolves at breakneck speed,
Yeah.
standing still is not an option.
Whoa. I mean,
That is so true.
what do you think about that? That quote, it's like a punch in the gut in a good way, It's like a wake-up call because it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just sit back and relax and think, oh, yeah, things are going well.
Right.
Because everything's moving so fast.
It's exactly.
Especially with technology.
Yeah.
You're not constantly learning, growing, changing. You're falling behind.
So what would you say is like, in your line of work, in your world, what does standing still even look like?
That's a good question.
Because it's so hard to define sometimes?
Yeah, it is, because it's different for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But I think at its core, standing still is basically refusing to adapt.
Okay.
So like in my field, maybe it's sticking to outdated methods,
Got it.
not being open to new tools or technologies.
Or like new ways of thinking even.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
maybe you're so used to doing things a certain way that you don't even consider that there might be a better way.
Yeah,
And that's when you get stuck.
totally. And it's like, what's that, even the smallest thing that you think, our listener could do right now?
Ooh, that's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Smallest thing, to not be standing still.
Yeah, to be like, okay, I'm moving forward, I'm innovating in some way.
I think it could be as simple as learning one new thing every day.
I love that.
Yeah, just one new skill, one new piece of information, one new perspective.
Just anything to kind of get you out of that rut.
Exactly, because even small changes over time can lead to huge progress.
Absolutely. And that kind of goes back to something else that the article mentions, that it's not just about ideas.
Right.
It's about action.
Yeah,
Actually turning those ideas
making it happen.
into something tangible,
Right.
making it happen. And they even highlight
I love how they brought in a definition.
Webster's definition
Yeah.
of innovation.
Literally.
Making changes
Uh-huh.
in new ways.
I love that.
So it's like not even just, the ideas, but it's the doing of it in a new way.
Yes.
So do you think it's always about action, or are there times when deep thought is more valuable?
I don't think it's an either-or situation,
Okay.
I think it's a both hand.
Got it.
Like, you need both deep thought and action to truly innovate.
Yeah.
Deep thought helps you come up with those innovative ideas in the first place, right?
Right.
But then you need action to actually bring those ideas to life.
So it's like a cycle,
It is. It's like you think, you plan, you act, you learn, and then you repeat.
and then you iterate.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, so this article dives into some strategies for taking action.
Okay.
And I want to hear what you think about this.
Sure.
Embracing emerging technologies,
Super matter.
committing to sustainability,
Huge.
and adopting a global perspective.
Yeah.
What do you think about those three when it comes to innovation?
And those are like the pillars of innovation for the future, right?
Yeah.
You've got to embrace new technologies because that's what's driving so much change.
Right.
If you're not willing to learn and adapt to new tech, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
And then sustainability, it's not just a trend anymore.
It's not just a buzzword.
It's a necessity. It's about making sure that we're creating solutions that are good for the planet
And for long haul.
and for people and for the long haul, exactly.
Right.
And then global perspective, that's all about understanding that innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Right.
We need to be collaborating with people from all over the world.
Learning from each other.
Sharing ideas, yeah, because the best solutions often come from unexpected places.
Mm-hmm. And then I also love that this article gets into some very specific techniques.
Oh, yeah, they get into the nitty-gritty.
Yes, like design thinking.
Love design thinking.
Can you break that down for us a little bit?
So design thinking, it's all about putting the user at the center of the problem-solving process.
Okay.
So instead of just coming up with ideas in a vacuum, you start by really understanding the needs
Sure.
of the people you're trying to help. Yeah.
So it's like taking yourself out of it.
Exactly. It's about empathy. It's about understanding their pain points, their desires, their goals.
Okay.
And then you use that understanding to design solutions that are truly effective and desirable.
So it's almost like you're living their life for a second.
In a way, yes, you're trying to step into their shoes.
Wow.
See the world through their eyes.
Okay, so then how does someone apply that to, like, their everyday work?
That's a great question. I think the key is to always start with the user in mind.
Okay.
So before you start working on any project, ask yourself, who are you doing this for?
Yeah.
What are their needs?
Their challenges.
What are their challenges? What are their goals? And then use that information to guide your decisions.
I love that. And I think the article even gives a really specific question to ask yourself.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
How might we?
Oh, yeah. That's a classic design thinking question.
So, like,
It's a great way to frame your thinking.
how might we make this process easier?
Exactly. Or how might we improve the user experience? How might we make this product more sustainable?
I love that. And then they also mention another technique called SCAMPER.
Oh, yes, Scamper.
CAMPER.
Love it.
It stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify,
Put to another use.
eliminate, and
It's
reverse.
used successfully in real-world scenarios.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Scamper is a great tool for brainstorming and coming up with new ideas.
Oh, I should.
I've seen it used in everything from product development to marketing to process improvement.
So what's like a specific example that you can think of where it was really effective?
Let me see. I once worked with a company that was struggling to come up with a new marketing campaign,
Okay.
and we used Scamper to help them generate ideas.
And which letter did you focus on?
We focused on the C for combine,
Okay.
and we ended up combining two of their existing marketing channels in a really unexpected way,
Cool.
and it ended up being a huge success.
So it was something that they hadn't thought of before.
Exactly. They were so focused on their individual channels that they hadn't thought about combining them.
And that's where Scamper comes in.
That's where Scamper came in. Yeah, it helped them think outside the box.
That's so cool. It's not just about techniques. Right.
This article really stresses the importance of adaptability and a global perspective.
Yeah.
How does that play into innovation, especially in our listeners' line of work?
Adaptability is key because the world is constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
Like what's relevant today might be obsolete tomorrow, so we need to be able to learn new things, unlearn old things.
Pivot.
Exactly, and be open to new ways of doing things.
So how does our listener do that?
Well, I think it starts with a mindset of continuous learning.
Okay.
Like, be curious, ask questions, challenge the status quo,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to experiment and fail.
Because that's how we learn.
Exactly. Failure is just a stepping stone to success.
I love that. And what about the global perspective piece of it?
Yeah, that's so important because it helps us break out of our own little bubbles.
Right.
We need to be exposed to different ideas, different cultures, different ways of thinking.
Because otherwise we just get stuck in our own echo chamber.
Exactly. And we miss out on so much innovation that's happening all around the world.
And so how do we do that? Like, how do we get that exposure?
There are so many ways. Like, travel is amazing if you can do it.
If you have the means.
Yeah. But even if you can't travel, there are so many resources available online.
Yeah.
You can read books, articles, watch documentaries, connect with people from other cultures on social media.
Take online courses.
Yeah, take online courses. There are so many options.
That's such a great point. And now the article also touches on the role of sustainability in innovation.
Yes, sustainability is huge.
It seems like that's becoming more and more important across all industries.
It really is. I mean, for a lot of consumers and investors now, sustainability is a major factor in their decision-making.
It's not just a nice to have anymore.
Exactly. It's a must-have.
So how do we integrate that into our own work?
I think it starts by asking yourself some tough questions.
Like what?
Like, how can I make my products or services more environmentally friendly?
Okay.
How can I reduce my company's carbon footprint? How can I use my business to make a positive impact on the world?
And I love that the article also highlights how crucial it is to cultivate these skills in young people.
Oh, absolutely. We need to be teaching the next generation how to be innovators.
Yes, because they're the future.
They're the ones who are going to solve the world's biggest problem.
And they talk about fostering practical skills and entrepreneurial mindset and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
How can parents and educators help nurture those qualities?
I think it's all about creating opportunities for hands-on learning.
Okay.
Like encouraging kids to experiment, to build things, to try new things.
Get their hands dirty.
Yeah, exactly. And don't be afraid to let them fail.
Yeah.
Because that's how they learn and grow.
I think there's such a stigma around failure.
There is, but we need to shift that mindset. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process.
And it's like, if we shelter kids from ever failing,
Yeah.
then when they get out into the real world and they experience their first failure,
Yeah.
they're going to be
They're not going to know how to handle it.
totally devastated. So as we wrap up our deep dive into this amazing article,
Yeah, this was a great one.
what's the one key message you hope our listener takes away?
I think it's that innovation is not a destination, it's a journey.
Ooh, I like that.
It's an ongoing process that requires us to be constantly learning, growing, adapting, and collaborating.
So well said. And to our listener,
Yes.
what's one small step you can take today
That's a good question.
to turn an innovative idea into reality?
I love that challenge.
Remember, the biggest breakthroughs often start with the smallest steps.
Go true.
So keep exploring, keep pushing boundaries, and most importantly,
Keep innovating.
keep innovating. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye!